You need to revamp and rewire the way your brain piece thinks about training. Everyone is trying to win the fucking Super Bowl every week. Every day, people are going to the gym and crushing it and crushing it and crushing it. And there's nothing wrong with crushing it. I've been crushing it all the time for years, but you break down after a while. If you're always crushing, there's a point in time when eventually things fucking break. You can't just crush indefinitely. Eventually things go snap. Eventually things start aching. Eventually you just have pains in your back or in your knees and your ankle, or just you wear yourself down if you're not giving your body a chance to recover. Even if you're training all your body parts, even if you're doing yoga you can do too much. You can do too much yoga. You can do yoga too intensely. You can do a lot of strength yoga. That can be too much. Yoga instructors get hurt. I mean, people can get hurt from doing physical activity. You can get hurt walking down the stairs, you trip and fall and you get hurt. So there's a lot of chaos in this world. When you're training, think about what your training is. Your training is preparing you to recover better from life. Your training is to prepare you for life. Your training is to prepare you for just activities of daily living. Plus, you want to look better, you want to be healthier, but you're trying to be healthier by training. You're not trying to hurt yourself. What's important to understand is you need recovery. You need mental recovery, you need physical recovery. You need new environments, you need new stimuli. But how to adjust that is what a program is all about. When do you recover? When do you pull back? When do you do active recovery? When do you change your environment? When do you change your stimuli? All of those things are very important because you need to do that. But if you do it too much, it can affect your progress. If you rest too much, you're not going to be overloading yourself to make progress. Make sense? You can overload not enough. You can overload too much. So how do you find that proper line? How do you navigate that gray area? And one of the beautiful things about what we do inside Swolenormous X is there's a lot of direction. There's a lot of organization, and there's a lot of, okay, do this, but do this, do that, follow this. Here's your workout for today, blah, blah, blah. Like in Swolenormous X, you are guided through. However, you're able to customize and individualize everything from your nutrition to your training with exercise selection, with rest days. You are taught how to manipulate your programming. I teach you how to manipulate your programming. I teach you how to adjust your schedule. I teach you how to listen to your body. I teach you how to implement active recovery and these types of techniques in order to see progress while mitigating your risk of injury, while mitigating your risk of setbacks, which is one of the major reasons why people don't get results. If you get hurt, you can't be fucking consistent, especially if you're consistently hurt. But if you get hurt, you can't be consistent. If you get hurt, you can't train. If you get hurt, you're off your routine. You have to repair and get back to ground zero. You have to bring yourself back up to that, neutral point. So if you're getting hurt, you can't be consistent. If you're getting hurt, you can't stay on your program. If you're getting hurt, you can't do shit. You're waiting, you're in limbo. You have to come back, you have to repair, you have to fix the damage that you did. Now, when you're recovering, and Citrine just put this in the comments below, quote, I used to think recovery meant being sore for a week before I could work out again. Yeah, people beat the shit out of themselves. They can barely walk. You need a cane because you crushed leg day so much. You can barely walk, and then 9 days later, you're finally not sore to the touch, and then you train again. That builds up over time. You're going to have tightness. You're going to have issues. You're going to have rubbing. You're going to have inflammation. When you're younger, you do a lot of shit. When you're younger and you're training hard, you can get away with a lot of shit. As you get older, not only are you older, and you can say, oh, well, I'm getting older. Like for me, I'm getting older. I'm older than I was when I started training. I've also have 20 years of training and experience under my belt, which means I've also had 20 years of stress on my body. So now I'm actually training less frequently, and psychologically, I'm like, fuck, I'm not training hard enough. I don't feel really pumped and full. What really is also happening is I'm not chronically inflamed, because if you're training 6 days a week, think about this. I'm not talking that you can't train 6 days a week hard, because in Swole season, there's a lot of volume. But that's why it's a bulking program. You don't stay on that kind of training indefinitely. That's ridiculous. So when you're doing a program for a period of time, even if it's a period of months, you can still overload your body a lot. However, you need to listen to your body. You need to adjust and you need to mitigate. You need to downshift, and we call it slingshot. And I'm going to explain that today in the accountability meeting. If you're training 6 days a week, when are you recovering? One day? You're not going to recover from training each body part twice a week for one day. You're not recovering 100%. Think of how much you can actually recover. How much can you actually recover in a day? You can't repair everything. You can't repair everything. And that's what, and this is what happens all the time. Everyone starts to jump into a program way too deep. They crush themselves. They never take a day off. They're trying to get more and more and more because more is better. Training harder. I want to train like, you want to train like Papa Swole, or you want to train like someone you saw on Instagram. You're like, I want to pump, get huge, get swole. You end up overdoing it, getting really sore, and then you don't train for another couple months. People train themselves out of consistency because you're trying to do too much. And everyone that's in the gym, we don't have a competition that we're preparing for. So people tend to treat every workout like the Super Bowl and just beat the fuck up out of themselves every day. It's not a Super Bowl. Even professional athletes have an off season. If you're training every day like it's a Super Bowl, you're going to break yourself. You can't train at that high level of competition. Athletes aren't working as hard in day 1 or week 1 in football as they are in week 11. There's a whole different shift because people are more fatigued. There are more injuries at the end of the season because everyone's getting banged up. So usually the teams that can maintain and that can improve and that can perform at a higher level in the second half will be victorious and will win because they progress better through their off-season training and their preseason training, and they didn't overdo it too early. They didn't peak too early. So they're not, overdoing it, and they're not overtrained by the time the middle of the season comes around. But you have to make sure that you are taking care of your body and recovering. And that's why yoga, meditation, mobility is so fucking important. And if you're not doing it in your program, not only are you missing out, you are doing yourself a disservice. Not only are you missing out, legit missing out on amazing progress, you're doing your body a disservice because you are putting yourself in harm's way. By neglecting your recovery, you're putting yourself in harm's way. Now on the board behind me, it says Swole season because right now releasing week 6 of Swole season inside Swolenormous X. And Swole season is an amazingly high volume program. It's designed to build some fucking muscle. It's designed to build some fucking muscle. That's why today's card, Swole season, drop in the comments below, #Swole season. I'll be giving this away. And we're about to bounce over to the accountability meeting in just a couple minutes. But Swole season is a bulking program. It's a hypertrophy program. Yet there's still yoga throughout. There's still slingshot weeks. There's still deloading. There's still recovery aspects of the program, as there should be. It's not just relentless murder every fucking day. You'll break. You'll absolutely break. You can't do it like that. You cannot do it like that. So I'm telling you, if you take anything from this podcast today, this episode, 1284, we're about to go live in the accountability meeting, but I want to remind you to fucking crush it. But don't crush it at the expense of not doing yoga, not doing your foam rolling, not doing your meditation. If you are listening or watching this podcast, you ready? We'll end with this. If you are not practicing yoga yet, if you've listened to any more than like 2 or 3 episodes and you have not yet moved forward with starting a yoga practice, fuck you. What are you waiting for? I will be talking about yoga for every episode for I don't know how long. You will hear me say yoga and meditation and mobility over and fucking over and over and over again. If you are listening to this podcast and you're a fan, I appreciate your attention, but take some fucking action. I don't want your ears or your eyes if it's not going to do anything. Take some fucking action. Start. Take some fucking action. Begin. Start. You will build more strength. You will have more fucking gains. You will feel better. You will feel stronger. You will just be better. You can drop this in the comments below right now. Yoga has changed my life since I started, and it will change yours. And it changes every single member of Swolenormous X that never does yoga. Especially, it's not just, okay, I want to get into yoga and you start doing yoga all the time. It's about doing yoga integrated with strength training. There's nothing better than integrating yoga with strength training. It's insane, the benefits, especially if you've been strength training for years, for a long time, and then you implement yoga. You will be fucking floored. You'll be shocked at how amazing your progress is. You'll be shocked at how you feel. You will get so, you'll get so much more benefit and so much more out of your training. You'll feel your joints open up. You'll see muscle shape and just development that you've never seen before. It's fucking amazing. Absolutely changes the game. And someone said, execute more. Fuck yeah, execute more. This is my card. This is my card. I have it right here on my computer. Execute more every single fucking day. Always execute more. Always execute more. Thanks for watching, fam. Make sure to subscribe to the Daily Swole podcast on YouTube so you can catch the live streams every single day.